Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. If you're new here, my name is Maggie. I'm 26 years old and I'll be starting medical school in the summer of 2021. Still not sure yet, still in the decision-making process and not sure where we'll end up, but we're moving May 1st and I'm really excited. Anyway, if you are pre-med and you're applying to med school soon, I highly suggest checking out my blog, itslifebymaggie.com, and downloading the free pre-med calendar so you are up to date and know all the things related to applying to medical school, getting your primaries in, Casper, etc. So check that out. Anyway, today's video is all about ways to make money and save money as a college student. And I wanted to do this video because, let's face it, I've always been broke. Like growing up, money was tight. As a college student, obviously I was broke, and many times during my gap years, I've been so broke. And I have always considered myself the queen of side hustles, and I feel like that information needs to be shared because there's definitely ways that you can make money, but it might also sacrifice good grades. Like I worked as a waitress and that was terrible because I got terrible grades because of it, but I've also done other things that helped me make some extra money so I could buy groceries, and it didn't sacrifice my grades, and it's actually super convenient if you're in college or in gap years or whatever like me. So let's get started. I'm so excited. And just as a bit of a background, obviously this is not financial advice. I am not qualified for that. But my mindset was always kind of ignorance is bliss growing up. Like I didn't care about money. I would roll my eyes. I thought the topic was so boring. Even in college, like I didn't even understand what debt was because it's just this number on a computer. And then 6 months after you graduate, you're still in your grace period. But once that grace period ended and I had a monthly payment to pay back my loans, and then I looked at that number on the computer, it's like, this will take me forever to pay off. What is this? And I would say most recently, I've kind of gotten interested in how I can save money and be smarter with money because I started listening to the podcast, The White Coat Investor. And also I'm starting med school, so I'm about to have a lot more loans, and I'm all about this topic now, and it's very interesting to me. So I just wanted to share things that I've learned along the way and anything that can help you guys make a little extra cash while you are in school or applying to medical school because it's such an expensive process, sadly. Okay, so first up is my most favorite one that I recently discovered, and that's freakin. It used to be called Ebates, but basically it's for when you're shopping, and if that site, like let's say Petco, because this is actually what I used the first time I bought through freakin, you just click the button on your browser and then kind of like buy it through there or something, and you get cash back. So first off, just by signing up in the link below, you get $20 right away. So I started with $20 when I downloaded this, and then I also had my boyfriend George download it, so I got $20 from him doing it. And then there's always a list of sites that have 10 to 12% cash back, and we needed a new dog crate for our dog, and I compared it first to Amazon. Amazon's not on there, but there wasn't a cheaper one on Amazon. I found it on Petco and 12% cash back, and it was like $80, so I got another like 18, okay, the math doesn't work out, I don't remember the exact numbers, but I got $8 or $10 or $15 from it, and a month later I got $48 on my bank account. How easy is that? So that's really cool and something to just check on every time you're shopping online. I know I've been shopping online quite a lot, and so I love that option. Okay, second, I really love this one is Rover. I didn't do it in college, but I did it right after I graduated college. Me and my friend drove to San Diego. We skipped a graduation. We didn't even care. We were just so excited because we were moving to San Diego, and I had no job yet, and I had a little bit of money saved up, which I spent on our first month's rent. So I was so broke right out of graduating college, and I signed up for Rover. I spent my last $10 on the background check, literally last $10 in my bank account, so I could have a profile on Rover. And it's literally just watching dogs while the owners go out of town. You can either stay in their house, which is awesome if you have roommates that you don't like, because you get to stay in somebody's nice house and take care of this dog, which also means that you can study. All you have to do is feed them and walk them, and outside of that, you can just hang out in their nice house and study for your classes or do whatever. So it's amazing, and you can also just do dog walking and things like that, or have them come to your house. Anyway, I signed up for Rover, and I was in San Diego, so obviously there's tons of other people, tons of other accounts. I'm like, nobody's gonna hire me. I don't have any reviews yet, but I had a couple of my friends put on reviews on my profile because I had watched their dogs, and that helped my account. And within 2 days, I got my first Rover request, and it was so worth it. Paid back the $10 really quickly. In total, I have made $2,672 from watching dogs and cats. So if you like dogs or cats and you need something where you can still study and doesn't take up too much of your time, definitely check out Rover. It's awesome and I love doing it. It's so fun. All right, third is working as a nanny or babysitter. And obviously I've worked full-time as a nanny and you might not be able to do that if you're in school, but babysitting is awesome to do, especially over the summers. Or even I found a nanny job that was part-time when I was in grad school and it worked perfectly with my schedule because it was only from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. So 20 hours a week. It was more money than I'd ever made in my whole life. And if you like kids, it's a really great option. So my favorite place to find jobs is care.com. I have found so many nanny and babysitting jobs through care.com. Definitely check that out if you like kids. If you don't like kids, maybe just stick with the Rover thing because that is pretty important if you want to work with kids. But other than that, it's a great option and it has so much flexibility. There's people that need you in the evenings, on the weekends, in the mornings, like the whole day, like one day a week, 2 days a week, full time. Like there's a million options out there. And especially if you live in a big city, there's probably tons of families looking. If you live in a small rural town, then you should just ask friends and family, like, hey, I'm free in the summers and want to babysit or want to do date nights and things like that. Great option. And I have made that one, I can't even give you a total because that's been my full-time job for a little bit. So it's a great option. And I actually quit my job as an EMT because I was able to make double compared to EMT versus working as a nanny. And as much as I wanted to continue getting clinical hours and I really liked my job as an EMT, I also needed to be able to afford applying to medical school and saving up money and paying off credit card debt. So you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a very awesome option if you like kids. Fourth is tutoring, and this is another really flexible option if you don't have a lot of time and if you can only spend 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week, if you want to do weekends, mornings, same thing. It's so flexible and you can do it online. So I've also found a lot through care.com for tutoring, but also tutor.com is one. It's a weird website. I don't like how it's set up. It seems spammy and it's like, I just don't like how it's set up. But I've also found 2 different online tutoring gigs with this. So it's definitely worth, you have to buy credits to be able to send quotes or whatever. So you do have to spend money to make the money. But after that, it's not through their platform. They don't take any money. It's your own thing. And tutoring is amazing. If you are a college student and you did really good in OChem, then oh my gosh, go on tutor.com and do some virtual tutoring for OChem because that is something that a lot of people struggle with. And same, if you struggle with OChem, you don't want to tutor for OChem, maybe you could do math. Or if you're in college and you want to tutor high schoolers, any of those. I tutor a 9th grader in algebra and it's really easy for me. So I'm able to tutor well because I remember algebra so well. And you make great money doing it and it's from your own home because it's through Zoom. And you can obviously tutor in person too. I've done both, but I love the fact that when we move in a month, I'm still going to be able to make some money because I have online tutoring jobs. So another amazing option to check out. But the next one is selling your stuff. Okay, so obviously you're not always going to be just like selling your stuff if you need money, but one, if you're moving, that's always a great time to sell. For example, we have an envelope that we're keeping because we're starting to sell things. We're moving in a month, and if we sell all the things we want to sell, we'll have $1,000 saved up. So offer up is great. Just, always be careful with stuff like that. People coming to your house. It's a little sketch. If you can have a friend over and not be home alone while you do it, that is a good thing to do. But Craigslist, same thing. Facebook Market is really amazing. And then the other one that I recently used that is really great because I wasn't able to sell something on OfferUp, but then I was able to sell it on this is Mercari, something, I don't know how to say it, but it's great if you have Hollister clothes, or I had a Kate Spade bag that it didn't sell on OfferUp, but they do take a percentage too, but I was able to sell it for $80 on Mercari and got $70 from it. And it's something I wouldn't have been able to sell otherwise because nobody was asking me for it on Facebook Market or OfferUp. So check out that app. I'm also going to use it for some Hollister clothes I want to get rid of. We'll see how that goes, but it's a good option if nobody is buying something from OfferUp, but it's something that's nice. Like it was a Kate Spade purse. I didn't want to throw it away or just give it away. So I was happy that I found that option and it was really quick. Somebody offered me that in 2 days or something. So check that out, especially because if you're moving, then there's a lot of moving expenses. So purging all your stuff, getting rid of it if you don't have room for it anyway is a nice way to cover some of those moving expenses. All right, last one for making money is applying to scholarships. So this money might actually not hit your bank account, But I think there are so many scholarships out there. Maybe the money never hits your bank account, but if it pays for your tuition and that's less debt than you're in, then it's completely worth it. And I know that all the essays that you have to do for a lot of the scholarships are not fun, but there's a lot of great scholarships out there. And I wouldn't recommend applying to the ones that are super, super easy to find, because those are the ones that 10,000 people are also applying to them. But if you can find local scholarships or scholarships for something specific that relates to you, definitely take the time to apply. When I was in college, my mom sent me this random one that I was able to apply to because my mom's a veteran, and I ended up getting $5,000 a year from that scholarship. And what if I hadn't just went through the inconvenience of applying and getting a couple letters of recommendation? $5,000 a year, that was amazing. And now I'm doing the same for medical school, where I'm taking time to write all those essays I don't want to write, because what if I get one of those scholarships and I have $2,500 a year paid for, or even just $5,000 one time paid for? That is so worth your time and energy writing those essays and applying to tons of scholarships. You can do it if you're first year, freshman, sophomore, senior year, grad school. Scholarships, apply, do it. All right, now we're going to talk about 4 things that my boyfriend and I have been doing the last 6 months that have helped us save so much money. And like I said, was never into budgeting or saving money or being very cognizant of what I spend and where and all that stuff. But the money that we have saved in the last 6 months is amazing. And if you already like that budgeting stuff and need some new ideas, or if you've never done it before and you want to start trying because you're saving up for something, maybe paying off a credit card, or you're about to move and you need to save up, then these are some really great things to think of. So first, we have a place called Winco where we can buy groceries, and it's really cheap groceries. So Winco is similar to maybe Aldi's, I think, but I think it's bigger than Aldi's. I don't know. Obviously, you might not have it if you don't live in Washington or wherever they are. But if you know of a grocery store that is really cheap compared to where you usually shop, like Kroger, Walmart, or QFC, then shop at that grocery store. I did a little experiment where we went grocery shopping at Winco and bought all our normal stuff, and then I put it in our cart, because you can do online shopping for QFC, which is similar to like Kroger and Ralph's. So everything that we bought at Winco, I put in the online cart at QFC and saw how much it was, and we ended up saving $35. We grocery shop once a week, and so $35 times 4, $140 a month that we're saving just by going to Winco instead of QFC. Amazing. And the second tip to piggyback off of that is to plan out your meals and go grocery shopping once a week. It's insane. We spend around $100 to $115 now on groceries once a week, whereas before, when we didn't plan our meals and we would just randomly go to Sprouts or Kroger or QFC to get a few things for dinner that night, we would spend $60 just that evening getting random things. And then of course, when you go and you're a little hungry, you get some snacks and stuff. So like $60 here, $60 here. We were spending so much more throughout the week. So instead, what we do is just plan out our meals, write a list of all the ingredients we need, and get everything for that week. So we're only going to the grocery store once a week versus 3 times a week, and spending way more and getting a lot more random stuff. And it just saved us so much money. Third is to buy used things. So just like I talked about selling your things on OfferUp or Mercari or whatever, you can also take advantage of those apps to buy things used. For example, when we moved into this house, we went on OfferUp and we found a couch, an amazing, huge sectional couch that you could spend thousands of dollars on. We found a friend that, actually it wasn't through an app, it was somebody that went to our gym, free, completely free. And there's a lot of things like that. So this weird L-shaped setup that I have, and filing cabinets, all from OfferUp, for 2 wooden filing cabinets for $50 and things like that. So if you're looking for bed frames or couches or dressers, oh my gosh, we got an amazing wooden dresser that is so nice, and we would never be able to afford that new, not a chance. It was like $80. I can't remember how much we spent on it, but we couldn't believe that we found it for so cheap. So if you're moving into a new place, or if you need an espresso machine or something, you need something random that's expensive, check those apps first and see what you can get for really good deals. Sometimes you can get things for free, like our couch too. It's amazing and saves tons of money compared to buying something new. And lastly, you can save a lot of money just by going through and looking at all the subscriptions you have and canceling the ones you don't even need. So there's an app that I like but kind of don't like, and I'm not a huge fan of Mint and all those budgeting apps. I think the interface is just not laid out exactly how I want it. But there's one I really love to use for this, and it's called Truebill, I believe. And it will show you all your subscriptions, and then you can be like, oh, I haven't used Disney Plus in 5 months. I only got it to see that one movie. I can cancel that and not pay $13 a month or however much it is. So I went through and canceled a lot of subscriptions. They also say that they can lower your bill for you, which I haven't tried because they get some of the percentage and it just seems a little weird. I'm sure it's not scammy. It's a very popular app, so you could try that too and try and lower your bill and save money that way. All right, did I say the last one was the last? Because I actually have one more for you guys that we've been doing every week, and that's budgeting. So this is a major thing that I used to roll my eyes at. I was not into the idea of budgeting. I've never stuck with it before, but we have been doing, so Sundays is kind of our routine, is to plan our meals for the week, go grocery shopping, and then do our budget. And I love it. At the beginning of each month, we start with a blank slate. We add up how much money we're gonna make that month, and then we add up all of our expenses, our reoccurring bills, things that we're gonna be paying for. We plan out how much probably our budget is going to be for groceries. Then for things that you don't exactly know, like gas and groceries, to start out, we just would look back in the past to see how much we spent each week. And if you start a budget and you stick with it for a month or two, then you will start to really know how much you spend on things. For example, when we started, I was like, I don't know what to put for gas. I have no idea how much I spend, but now it's like, obviously I spend $40 a week, and per month I spend around $160, a little bit less. And starting out, it's a little confusing, like how much do I budget for groceries? What about gas? I have no idea what I spend on that stuff, but if you stick with it for a month or two, it becomes second nature to know how much you spend on those categories. And if you guys are interested in the exact template that we use, I can definitely set that up. But you can also just Google free budget sheets. There's super cheap ones on Etsy and free ones that will pop up for sure. And it's just a really amazing way to track your money, track your spending. If you add up how much you make and subtract your expenses and it comes out to the negative, then you can look through your expenses and see what you can cut out. Or if you subtract your expenses and you get a positive amount, then you can plan to save a certain amount of money and then give yourself a budget for fun spending, like shopping and things like that, instead of spending it all on shopping or whatever you would end up doing with that money. So for me, I know I've been wanting to save up a decent amount for our moving expenses, and it's just been an amazing way to plan out and know how much I'll be able to save each month and still have a little bit for shopping and things like that, but also knowing that each month I'm putting away in my savings. And it's awesome. That's my spiel about budgeting, and that wraps up this video. Please let me know in the comments below if you like this topic. It's not obviously giving you guys pre-med advice of how to apply to med school and things like that, but I feel like it's incredibly relevant to you guys because I'm sure there's plenty of other broke college students like I was out there. And these tips, obviously, like I said, will help so much. I've made or saved a lot of money using these tips, and I want to know if you guys like this kind of different kind of video. So let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you like these videos. I'll definitely be switching to doing vlogs once we start our whole moving process and start med school, and I'm really excited to share my journey with you guys and just show you everything that's going on and what it's like to start med school and all that exciting stuff. So subscribe if you would like to see all that, and I'll see you in the next video.